Hello, welcome to Percussion Methods online edition for September 5th, 2023. I'm recording this from a hotel room in Chicago as I drive from New York to North Dakota, so yes, bear that in mind. Okay, hopefully you've all watched my lecture from last week, and hopefully you're feeling okay about basic technique for rolls and starting to think about flams and drags. I watched and graded all of the video submissions that were due on Friday. In general, looked pretty good. Maybe we'll talk a bit more about those when I get back on Thursday. But in general, everyone did quite well, so thanks for doing that. Okay, so excuse me while I pull up what I need here. So we're going to cover a few things today, and I'm going to try to keep this lecture pretty short. One is I just want to review flams and drags, which we started talking about last week on my recorded lecture. Secondly, we're going to go over stickings as they relate to 16th notes. Everything we've done sort of so far has been quarter note and eighth note based or longer durational values than that. But we're just going to take it to the next level, the 16th note, which is going to basically follow the same pattern we've been using, but I just want to go into it in more detail. And then I want to talk a little bit about dynamics and how that affects essentially our technique and our stick height. Okay, so there's a couple things you might want to pull up on Blackboard. You can navigate there right now. So in the handout section, right, I uploaded a rudiments sheet. Please go ahead and open that. And then I'm still figuring out exactly the best way to upload. I put in handouts another page from our book. It's just labeled, I believe, 16th notes stickings or something like that. Actually made the PDF before I left. I can't tell what the page number is in your book, so just take a look at the PDF I uploaded, even if you have the book, although I'm sure you can figure it out pretty easily. Okay, so hopefully you have both of those. I think let's go ahead and start by just reviewing the flam and the drag. I'll demonstrate those in a second. Right, okay, so the flam, remember the rudiment where we're keeping one stick very close to the head, one stick much further away, and the idea is we can move the sticks at the exact same time, hit the drum. So I'm just going to demonstrate that real quick. Again, I'm working in a hotel room, so not ideal conditions to do some demonstrations, but okay, we should have left hand very close to the drum, right hand much further up, and if I'm just doing one flam, that, okay, right hand's doing a full rebound stroke, left hand's doing a tap, okay? And one thing we haven't talked about too much, but I want to make sure you're doing, is where the sticks strike on the head, whether we're doing a flam or just playing some kind of rhythm or playing a roll, we want the tips of the sticks to touch, not to touch each other, but to touch the drum in as close proximity as possible to one another. Okay, so in other words, we don't want the sticks like 3 inches apart or 1 inch apart. We want them very close together. Okay, not so close that they're hitting when we're moving the sticks, but you can see the tips of my sticks are quite close together when I'm playing. And keep that in mind when we're doing a flam. Okay, so do a few flams. Go ahead and if you don't have your pad out, go ahead and do that now. Pause, 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, do a couple of right-handed flams. A right-handed flam means the right hand is the main note and the left hand is the grace note. And then practice a few left-handed flams, right? Rebound stroke, keep the right hand low to the head, Mine's about a half inch away. And then do a few alternating, right? And if you remember, alternating flams are an occasion where we can use a downstroke and an upstroke to be set up correctly for the next flam. Okay, so right hand does a downstroke while left hand does an upstroke, and then opposite. Okay, the idea of a drag, right, is exactly the same setup, exactly the same concept, except for instead of just doing one tap with our left hand, with the hand that's close to the drum, we're going to do a little buzz. Okay, so we worked some on buzzes last time. So practice just doing some left hand buzzes very close to the drum. Just like that. And then put it together with the right hand. Okay. Do a couple of those. And you need to make sure it's not this. It's not two separate things, it's one connected gesture. Okay, so it should sound like jap, jap, not gijap, gijap, gijap. Okay, we want it to be connected gesture. Okay, so that is the flam and the drag. You should be practicing those. So we're going to take a look at them when I get back on Thursday. Okay. Flams and drags. Those are very important building blocks in percussion. Something beginning percussionists and even advancing percussionists are going to practice a lot. Okay, let's talk a bit about 16th note stickings now. If you didn't already grab that other handout, that other PDF that says 16th note stickings or 16th stickings, please pull that up now. Okay, so there's actually just a useful paragraph in the middle of this page that describes the concept a little bit. I'll talk about this and break it down. So at this point, sticking patterns need to be discussed in more detail, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the right hand lead system, you don't have to be right-handed to use it, will allow you to base your sticking patterns on the first group of 4 16th notes. For example, if you remove the last 16th note, insert a 16th note rest, not only would you have a new rhythm, but also the correct sticking. Here's some examples, we'll talk about them. The sticking will apply 99% of the time. Sometimes extremely fast or slow tempos can affect the sticking. At that point, it's up to the player to decide what is the best sticking. Okay, so the main takeaway here is that we want to think about right hand lead sticking system. Okay, and I actually don't know that paragraph 100% explains it, but I'm going to expand on it, and I think that'll help it make sense. Okay, so when we're thinking about 16th notes, right, we need to think about them in a subdivided grid of right, if we're in 4/4, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. But really all we need to think about is where 16th notes land in the 1 E and a, and we can extrapolate what we would do in any other situation. Okay, so basic alternate sticking pattern is right, left. So on 1 and we're playing our right hand, and on E and we're playing a left hand. So it's probably going to be mirrored because it's a computer, but right, left, or 1 E and A. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. That's the exact same thing we've been doing, just with new rhythms. But what I like about this chart is that it shows, okay, if you just had a 3 16th note pattern and you put a 16th note rest at the end of that, so you have 3 16th notes and then 16th rest, right? The sticking pattern remains the same, right, left, right. That makes sense. The next one in this little line of examples is 2 16th notes, a 16 rest, and another 16th note. And that is going to be sticked. Is that the right word? The sticking we'll use for that is right, left. Okay, so 1 E, because we're always going to keep E's and U's on our left hand, and we're always going to keep 1 and on our right hand. So even though, for that third example, even though there's a total of 3 strokes, we're going to end up doing 2 left hands in a row, right, left, because of that 16th note rest means the second left hand ends on an or lands on an rather. Okay, the next example, again, we have We have two right hands in a row now, and then a left, but that's because we have one E and So right, right, left. Okay, keep going. The next one starts with the 16th note rest. So the sticking is going to be left, right, left, because the first note we play is on E, so it's going to land on a left, or it's going to, I keep saying land, but it's going to be a left hand. Left, right, left, E and Okay? Then we have right, rest, rest, left, so one E and one E and And then the final one is 16th rest, two inner 16th notes, and another 16th rest. So we play that E and left, right. Okay, I can tell you that I still use the sticking system in pretty much any playing I do, especially if it's this sort of rhythmic language where there's a lot of 16th notes and anything syncopated.